Warriors! All cryptos are a security. Today, I'm going to break this down. You want to wait all the way till the end. I'm going to show you why the XRP lawsuit is all by design to create a new Howey test. My name is Coach JB, the top health and mindset coach in the world. And what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. And I want to share with you guys, it's time. The time is now, Warriors. It is coming fast and furious. We're heading into the biggest bull run in history. They are making this one of the biggest subjects because it's very important. So if you want to get involved in the cryptocurrency space, you can join my Warrior Academy, get access to my exact portfolio, my research team, our technical analysis team, daily technical analysis updates, cryptocurrency calls, access to our exact exit strategy, and you can actually fill out your own revolutionary exit strategy. On top of that, 120-day challenge, subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, how I created my money mindset, and much, much more. You also work out with us live daily, nutrition. They say all these lockdowns are coming again. Well, guess what? This program changed people's lives in the last year. They got involved in the whole ecosystem. And most of all, one of the best communities that is off normal social media. We created our own social media network so that we don't have to deal with all the bullshit on social media. So click the link down below in the description. If you're a warrior and you're wanting to create freedom within the next 120 days to the next year, this is your program. In the description down below, join our free Discord, free Facebook group, or join the Warrior Academy right now, 90% off. All right, so let's kick it off, Warriors. This is going to be a boring but exciting video. This stuff gets me super, super pumped. First, we're going to watch Gary Gensler. Now, remember, I'll repeat the same things over and over again because what you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Gary Gensler used to be the head of the CFTC, okay, key players. He also was the head professor at MIT for cryptocurrency, and he now is the head of our SEC. And so he was at the 2021 Aspen Security Forum, and this is the view from the SEC, cryptocurrency, and national security. So we're going to watch this clip. We're going to be watching some clips today, okay? So we're going to watch this clip here from the SEC, okay, from this interview. And then what we're going to do from there is we're going to deep dive the SEC documents, okay? So we're going to go into SEC documents, and I'm going to show you how close you are to retail adoption. And what I mean by this is legitimacy from the government's eyes. I'm not saying from our eyes, from their eyes. And remember, 45% of the wealth is tied up in 35% of the population, which is the baby boomers. So I'm going to break this down for you from my perspective and all the research that I do. You are so close, and you are involved in one of the earliest asset, or excuse me, one of the, it's like an Apple moment. It's like a Google moment. You're literally, if you can hold on tight, and you can have a proper strategy and you can understand assets and how to create wealth generating assets, your whole life is going to be completely different. Here we go.
Of crypto assets and what's called the underlying blockchain technology. About a dozen years later, where are we? Well, the crypto asset class has ballooned. As of yesterday, about $1.6 trillion of value. Of course, it goes up, it goes down. Over 75 tokens worth at least $1 billion each, 1,600 worth at least $1 million of market capitalization. And while that 1.6 trillion is relatively small compared to the US capital markets of nearly $100 trillion, it's still significant. And of course, it's larger than the capital markets of many jurisdictions that this security forum would discuss.
Okay, this is really, really important. This is how early you are. Did you hear what he just said? The $100 trillion capital markets. Okay, so if cryptocurrency wasn't a disruptive technology, if you're not involved in the best disruptive technology in the world, then why the hell at about 1 trillion to 1.6 trillion would they be getting so unbelievably involved if they didn't think that it was going to start to pull in that 100 trillion market cap? Do you realize That 100 trillion market cap flooding into the crypto space is your price appreciation if you're in the proper fundamental cryptocurrencies that will be able to withstand regulation. That's how powerful this is. So if you're watching this video, I'm not giving financial advice, and you don't have a game plan, you got to get your shit together, Warriors.
Just. And before starting at the SEC, I was honored, as Anya said, teaching about the intersection of finance and technology at MIT. This included courses in these various topics. And in that work, I came to believe that though there was a lot of hype masquerading as reality in the crypto field, Nakamoto's innovation is real. And some in the public sector would say, well, no, almost like wishing it away. I really do think there's something real about the distributed ledger technology, moving value on the internet without a central intermediary.
He just said the public is like, no. This is the head of the SEC saying, no, this shit is real. This is legit. That's why we're trying to get involved in regulating it. That's why your pump and dump cryptos are going to get wiped out. They are going to take over this space with regulation. It's going to have the massive price, because we still have to have, because Warriors, you have that 100 trillion market has to flood into the crypto space. That is your price appreciation demand.
Further, it has been and could continue to be a catalyst for change in the fields of finance and money. At its core, Nakamoto was trying to create a private form of money with no central intermediary. We've had a long history since antiquity of private monies competing with public money. So this is not necessarily new, but it was new how it was done and how it can live in a digital age. Now, let me say, we already live in an age of digital public monies. The dollar, euro, sterling, yen, and yes, yuan, all are digital. And if you had any doubt about that, it's obvious during the pandemic. I mean, who is actually using paper or coinage money in these days?
Boom. And I was telling you this last year, all by design. As you look this way to pandemic, cash flow slows down, coin shortage, stores not accepting cash anymore because it's more expensive to buy more cash, right? You're using digital wallets every time you walk in your bank. Hey, Mrs. Jones, baby boomer, use your digital wallet. Use your digital wallet.
So such public fiat monies fulfill the three function of monies. Monetary economists have studied this for a long time. Store of value, unit of account, medium of exchange. Why do I raise that? Because my opinion is no single crypto asset, though, broadly fulfills all of the functions of money. Bitcoin has some of it, but not broadly fulfilling all three. Primarily, crypto assets provide a digital, scarce vehicle for speculative investment. Thus, in a sense, one can say they are highly speculative stores of value. Buy Bitcoin, it goes up. Maybe I have something better for my future and my retirement, but it's not really being used as a unit of account. And we also haven't seen that crypto has been used much as a medium of exchange, except for one large exception. To the extent that it is being used as a medium of exchange, it's usually often to skirt our laws with respect to anti-money laundering, sanctions, tax collection on the dark web, and yes, also it's enabled extortion via ransomware, as we had seen recently in Colonial Pipeline and elsewhere.
Boom. They just want to get involved, Warriors. They're trying to slow you down with fear, uncertainty, and doubt so you can get involved. Why do you think a lot of us crypto YouTubers, our views have just plummeted? If you look across the space, the views have plummeted because we're talking about crypto. It's spreading like wildfire. It's okay, Warriors, because you guys are sharing these videos. Thank you. So SEC Chairman Gary Gensler agrees with predecessor. Every ICO is a security. So let me break that down further. You see the headlines. What does that mean? This is a big effect on your cryptocurrency and where we're heading, okay? So this is SEC Chairman Gary Gensler agrees with predecessor Jay Clayton, who right now is fighting for a Bitcoin ETF, who denied every single Bitcoin ETF during his tenure in the SEC. Go figure, right? So let's go a little bit further here and let's take a look. I've showed you this video many times. Very important to go back to this because the key players. This is the MIT. Okay, he was the head professor at MIT for cryptocurrency, Bitcoin Expo in 2019. Now, it's very important to understand who he's sitting next to here. Okay, so he's sitting next to Hester Peirce. Hester Peirce is part of the SEC. We call her crypto mom. So Hester Peirce on the right here she fights for us. She's great for crypto. So this is Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC, sitting with Hester Pierce. Warriors, they're getting ready to blast off the top of this cryptocurrency space. They know this money's flooding in here. They're just trying to figure out how to regulate it so they don't lose control of it. Listen to what she says.
What advice would you have for this audience and for the thousands of people who are, in some cases, feeling that they're waiting for the SEC to give more clarity in this world?
Well, I think there is some clarity there already, right? If you're doing something that's basically saying, I'm trying to fund a project, i.e. a company, to build something, and I want you to give me money to do that. And I'm going to take the money and I'm going to build the project with the money you give, and you're not going to have any role in that. You're just going to earn profits if I do a good job. That's a security. That looks very much like a traditional security.
Perfect. Okay, so right there, I'm going to break this down. Okay, so now what she explained is, now understand the Ripple case. Understand what this is about, Warriors. And I'm going to go deeper, and I'm going to show you documents that share with you that the SEC case is being thrown out there against one of the companies who met with the SEC every single month since its inception. It's all a political theater behind the scenes to bring in regulation, to create a new Howey test for cryptocurrency. And I'm going to explain exactly why if you make it to the end of this video.
And so you should expect that that's going to implicate our rules. And of course, if you raise money from people and you say, hey, I've got this great project, put up a white paper, get a lot of money, and then you go to the Caribbean with that money, leaving your investors with nothing, then obviously we're going to come after you. That's called securities fraud. And
so that's what's happening in the crypto space. A bunch of you guys are getting scammed, not you guys. Well, yeah, you guys. A bunch of people are getting scammed by these freaking pump and dumps. People coming in there, there's no intrinsic value. You're buying into the company because there's no utility, and they pull the plug on your ass, and they're sitting in a freaking beach in Mexico.
So there's some obvious ways that what people do with tokens interacts with our regs. On the other hand, there's some areas that are much less clear. And so that's when someone says, I have a project, we're not up and running yet, but the plan is to have this decentralized system and to have tokens operating as the currency of that system. And as the coin of the realm, essentially, of that system. And so, and people, network effects matter, right? So the fact that people who buy those tokens will then use them in the system is essential.
So key right there. That's exactly, think about that. 95% of Ripple's, of XRP's marketplaces outside of the US, and they're using it. Banks are already using this, Warriors. It's up and running. It's being used as a medium of exchange, right? They're using it to transact, to move value across the network. So we know we don't have a security here. It's all by design. So this is from the actual U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. This is I love Commissioner Hester Pierce. We call her Crypto Mom. She's our ally. She's fighting for us. So she proposed a token safe harbor proposal 2.0. I got a burp. Sorry. I'm not sorry. Okay, so let's go here. The analysis of whether a digital asset is offered or sold as security is not a static or does not strictly adhere to the digital asset. A token may be offered and sold initially as a security because it's wrapped in a transaction involving an investment contract, but the token may later be offered and sold outside of the investment contract. For example, a sale of a particular token likely would not constitute a sale of an investment contract if purchased could no longer reasonably expect a person or group to carry out essential managerial or entrepreneurial efforts. So what that means is when XRP was first sold way back, it may have been sold as a investment in the company up until it built its own utility and was able to break off into its own utility, right? So once XRP is now used as a medium of exchange, right, utility, now Ripple can operate independently of XRP. So why is this important? So Hester Pierce is proposing the active rule of 195 to allow cryptocurrency companies to open up their cryptocurrency protocol to say, hey, listen, we're a security for a little while, but once we gain the utility, we have a grace period so we can break off into a non-security. which is important, right? Because nobody would open cryptocurrencies. There'd be no innovation. That's what this is all about, Warriors. Okay. And they're trying to break free from these old security laws that were built in an asset class in the 1600s, right? This is a brand new asset class since the 1600s. So there's so much going on behind the scenes, and not all of it's nefarious, Warriors. You know, you got crypto, Hester Pierce, but think about how early you are, Warriors. Really rationalize this. There's not been a new asset class since the 1600s. You're invested in an asset class that literally is creating new regulation. Think about that. They resist it, they sue it, they regulate it, and then they join it. And when they join it, Warriors, you're about to have price appreciation like you would never imagined before. Not financial advice, okay? I'm holding on like a freaking tick on a dog, Warriors, okay? So this is from the Blockchain Association. So understanding the SEC's guidance on digital tokens, the Hinman token standard. The SEC Corporation Finance Director Bill Hinman was suggested a regulatory framework for digital tokens based on the level of decentralization for token network. We know that Bill Hinman was depositioned to speak at the SEC, or excuse me, the SEC versus Ripple case, right? So we don't know what was said yet. We don't even know if he took the stand, or maybe he did. I think BitBoy had some insight on that. But let's go a little bit further here, okay? So I'm going to take this to you guys. So now this is, I don't want to lose my little highlighted thing here. So this is another thing here. This was on February 6, 2020. Running on empty, a proposal to fill the gap between regulation and decentralization. This paragraph is super critical, okay, Warriors? Okay, this will keep you grounded, keep you at the 30,000 foot overview so you don't get flooded out of the market. The SEC has scrutinized token sales through the lens of the SEC versus Howey, a now infamous case describing what investment contract is. An investment contract is one type of security under the federal securities law. The Howey case dealt with the sale of oranges in a grove. Subsequent cases have involved the sale of a host of other esoteric assets. In the Howey case, purchasers of units of orange groves were deemed to be purchasing securities because they were buying the managerial efforts of others along with their piece of the orange grove. The SEC has tried to apply the Howey analysts to crypto, but doing so is not particularly easy. For example, some of the commentators have pointed out that we have a libid and distinction between the token and the investment contract. The contract transaction or scheme by which the token is sold may constitute an investment contract, but the object of the investment contract, the token, may not bear the hallmarks of a security. The SEC, this is what I want you to wait for. The Ripple and SEC case is all to bring in a new Howey test. I'm going to keep putting that out there, Warriors, because that's what it's all about. Why would they sue? Okay, why would they sue a cryptocurrency company that met with them every single month since its inception? Why would Jay Clayton throw out a lawsuit and then 2 days later go work for One River Capital, if I'm saying it correctly, go consult for them, and now he's submitting and fighting for a Bitcoin ETF that he declined over and over again during his tenure? Why would Bill Hinman leave the SEC and now be consulting for, I say it incorrectly, Andreessen Horowitz? Anyways, a 2.2 billion crypto fund. He is now consulting them and helping them through regulation. Okay, why would Brian Brooks, the head of the OCC, leave the OCC and now be the CEO of Binance US? Hester Pierce, Crypto Mom, Warriors. Everything is not nefarious. Everything is not against you. Everything is not, oh, they're trying to take you out. Warriors, you are the president and CEO of your life. Start making decisions for yourself based on research. As Jesus said, you give a man or woman a fish, they will eat for a day. That's what the news does. You give them a fishing pole, they will eat for a lifetime. As my boy William says, you teach them how to farm, they will feed the nation. We're teaching you how to farm. We are literally planting the new seeds of the new world, Warriors. Okay, they say the new world order. This is the new seeds of the new world. You are literally involved in the new infrastructure and the new financial system for the new world coming. That's a fact. That's a fact. 10 years from now, you're going to come back to this video and be like, holy shit. Whereas you have an opportunity right now. But like I said, a lot of you aren't patient enough to make it through 5 months, 6 months. Could you wait 5 years to become the wealthiest person in the world, to change the narrative and stop complaining about left, right, or up and down? Probably not. Most of you aren't able to. You're able to sit in a miserable relationship for 5, 6, 10, 20 years, a miserable job, 5, 6, 20 years. You'll be overweight for year after year, miserable. You'll be patient, but you're not patient enough to go drive Uber or Postmates and earn $25 extra a night, which is $725, $750 a month, and invest that into a speculative asset that could absolutely change your life. But some of you men are willing to play video games all day if your spouse is sitting there cooking dinner, and some of you wives are willing to complain about your husband when you haven't done anything or gone on a date or anything like that. I'm going back and forth. I'm trying to cover both sides here, because men, you're not exempt, and women, you're not exempt. None of us are exempt. We are not exempt. We're human beings that have learned to be controlled by the media, who have lost sight of being purpose-filled, driven human beings. If you want to kill a human, stop them from creating. So I'm here to create. I'm here to grow. I'm here to help people. I'm here to learn. And I damn well am going to leave a dent in this universe. I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you'd like to join our Warrior Academy with a group of like-minded people like us, click the link down below. Follow me on Instagram, CoachJV_, CoachJV Podcast. We are all over the place. I'm also available to speak. I have some conferences I'm speaking at coming up. You can hire me to come speak to your groups, to motivate them, inspire them, and tell them to get their shit together. Warriors, rise. Let's go.